Welcome, everyone. I am honored to connect with you as we start a brand new year. It is 2026. Welcome to a brand new year. Excited and honored to be starting the new year with you. I've noticed already there's so much change afoot as people connect in and are setting goals and having conversations and connections around what they want to bring forward in this sparkly, brand new 2026 and beyond. And today I have amazing guests coming together. I know you're going to enjoy learning from both of them and their perspectives and wisdom around connections, around alignment, and how we can really move forward with aligned purpose in 2026 and beyond. So I'm very excited for our conversation here today. Honored to have each of you connecting in. And I want you to be able to get the most out of our time together today. So I want to invite you to take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel that just expand your chest all the way down to your toes, that beautiful oxygen. And then breathe out like you're breathing out through a straw, just releasing all that no longer serves, that we're not wanting to necessarily bring forward in 2026. And as we breathe that out, that creates room and space for more. This time is an opportunity for you to be poured into, to be supported as you begin 2026 and beyond. So I encourage you to choose to be present, resist the temptation to multitask, really breathe, be present, and open to receiving everything that is here for you today. And I know there is something here for you by the very nature of you tuning in. So be listening with excitement, anticipation, curiosity about what is here for you. I encourage you to have a piece of paper available that you're able to write down notes, ideas, ahas, something that maybe sparks something within you. Take a moment and write that down on the piece of paper. That's going to help you bring it into reality and really start to integrate what you're learning or hearing or discovering during our time together today. And then you can review that paper throughout our conversation and carry it with you as you move forward throughout the day. So, as we come together, I hope everyone had a safe and a wonderful holiday season, that you're excited about what 2026 is bringing. And as we sit in that energy, in that space for a moment, I want you to really see, what is it that you need today to encourage you, to empower you, to support you? What do you need that you're willing to receive because you have choice? What is it that you need? And in fact, let's take a moment to close our eyes, put our hands on our heart, keep breathing those big, deep breaths. And with your hand on the heart, I'm putting both hands on my heart. Notice the beat of the heart and that pause in between the beats. What is that pause sharing with you? What is it that you need today that you're willing to receive? What is it that is supportive to you? What is the message that is coming forward? One gentle, beautiful pause, beat by beat at a time. What is it you need today? Beautiful. Let's receive that information with gratitude and appreciation. And let's take another deep breath. Opening our eyes, becoming fully present. I'm even moving my shoulders around a little bit, making sure I'm in my body and I'm present as we connect together. And take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart, what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Beautiful. As you do so, I'm going to go around our virtual room and just see what was laid on our guest's heart as they took a moment to stop, pause, breathe, and listen. Laurie, I'd love to start with you. What was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I was just calling in a presence of peace and being willing to sit in the universal timing versus my own push to control, what happens in the day. And to just be present, to be in honor of this very moment where I feel so encouraged and blessed and just excited about the opportunities at hand.
Thank you for sharing. I love that. It's so interesting about that timing because I am very much a list person and I have plans and I like to make things happen. And yet I have to remind myself there's time for everything. I can be present and trust that it will unfold. So I love that you shared that and that we get to have this time together in that presence and peace. Beautiful. Dezlee, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Well, it was very similar to what Laurie said and you just said. I wrote down the word trust. What came to my heart is that trust the flow of life, which again was just mentioned. Trust that that flow of life. And this exercise has made me very emotional. I'm sorry.
Mm,
When we did it, I'm like, oh dear, I'm a little bit emotional.
mm,
Um, but to trust that the flow of life will bring you what it needs. It doesn't necessarily mean all good. It may be some very challenging things, but whatever it brings is what you need, and to trust that and not control it, like what has already been mentioned. Maybe that's the theme for the new year because all three of us kind of said the same thing. That's what I felt.
mm. Thank you. Thank you for sharing and those emotions that come up. Thank you for trusting us in that space. And I'm wondering, listeners, as you tune in and you hear what was laid on our heart, and you have heard some common themes in our time together about trusting and releasing the control and allowing and honoring, um, perhaps that adds into what was laid on your heart. As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I encourage you to stay present and really keep listening, hearing, feeling. There's all different ways our heart speaks to us. And just allow yourself that time to be present, to hear and receive. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. Isn't it amazing how different we can feel in just 1 minute or 2 minutes when we remember to stop, to pause, to breathe, to be present, and that is enough in those moments. I find it can shift so powerfully, and I can be more of who I want to be when I remember to pause and listen and be present. So I encourage you throughout our time together today, we have these moments, these 2 minute moments built in, disguised as commercial breaks. They're actually times for you to be present, to process what's being shared, and receive everything that serves, breathing out when no longer it does, as we navigate through our time together today. This will help you actually integrate some of what is being shared instead of it just getting added to your to do list. You get to actually be present with it and start to be who you're wanting to be with all that is being shared. I'm excited to introduce our first guest. I know we got to hear from her on a heart level in our opening segment, and I wanted to share a little bit of her background. So, Dezlee Hancock is a conversation enthusiast. You're going to hear this as we talk today, a communication advocate. She has a degree in communication. She's a realtor, author, entrepreneur, wife, mother, and grandmother, as well as a trusted advisor. Dezlee is grounded in faith and family. She believes every human interaction holds the potential for love, learning, and laughter. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful and heart centered Dezlee Hancock to the show. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca, so much. This is just such an honor to be on your show.
You are so welcome, and we are thrilled to have you joining us today. And there's so much I want to have you share with us today, but I wanted to start with why. Why are you so passionate about communication? Why is that something that is personally so important to you?
Because conversations, as I went through my journey, conversations really is the foundation of our life. And the foundation of life starts with our foundation, and it all starts with conversations. And I'm just like, nobody really, I never really had to talk about conversations when I was growing up. And so they've just become very passionate to me.
Mm, I love that. I know there are a lot of tools and resources saying here's how to connect and talk effectively and have a connection and communication with someone. And at the end of the conversation, you're feeling good about what happened in the conversation. So I love that this is an area that you have become so passionate about. And I know you have supported many people in their connections and conversations, and even have a book coming out around this that we'll be talking about in a little bit. But I wanted to see, how are you approaching the new year? I feel like this is a great opportunity to pull back the curtain and really understand, as a communication expert and advocate, how are you approaching the new year, and any tips you can give us around that?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for asking that. There's a couple of things. I am approaching the new year with really conscious of my attitude towards life. I'm approaching it with an attitude of gratitude for what the last year gave me. And then I'm approaching it with an attitude of how I'm going to label life. Like, we put a label on life. We say life is hard, life is challenging, life is a struggle. We put a label on it. And I'm going to really be conscious of what label I put on life, because that label um, is the way that we think about life. So I'm going to say life is a gift.
Mm,
And that really changes how I perceive life. that label that I put on it. So I'm that's how I'm going to approach life. Approach this new year that life is a gift, and and go with that, and do everything according to that.
I love that. And there to me, I'm just thinking, wow, each day, even each hour, I get to unwrap the gift that life is bringing me with excitement and curiosity and interest and openness, trusting that it is a gift. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yes, sometimes I just notice that a lot of times we say life is such a job. Like we wake up and it's like a job every day. And that gets hard to look at life that way. And so if you figure out a different perspective on life, it may change the way you approach life.
I love this. And part of what I'm hearing around this. It's not just the conversations that we're having with other people and how we're sharing. To me, I'm even hearing this how we're talking to ourselves, how we're choosing to look at things seems to be an important part of communication and how we receive and share. Is that something you would agree with, or would you add to that?
Oh, I would definitely agree with that. In fact, that is the part that I am most passionate about when we come to the subject of conversations is our our conversations with ourselves. I could just talk forever about that because that's where we begin. Our conversations to the outside world starts with the conversations with ourselves. So our conversation foundation is really inside of ourselves. And so the question becomes then, how is that conversation foundation in that we have with ourselves?
I think that is such an important thing for us to look at as we're looking at this new year and choosing our perspective, paying attention to what we're telling ourselves, how we're looking at things, if we're seeing things a certain way, and becoming more aware of that. I think can really help because that's a foundational piece. That creates the framework from which we share from or connect with others. Really that perspective of how we're receiving and sharing things. So thank you for bringing that forward, and I love that you're choosing to look at 2026 as a gift and what it is bringing forward and unfolding. And I know you have a book coming out really, really soon, just around the corner. So I wanted
Yes,
to
it
give
is.
you a moment, listeners, so you heard about it here first, to share a little bit about your book. If you could share the title, subtitle, what it's about, when it's coming out, I'd love for our listeners to hear about it.
Oh, thank you for that opportunity. Yes, I'm very excited. The book title is Heartfelt Connections. Have courageous, honest, and thoughtful conversations with yourself, God, and others. And that was a very intentional. All those words in the title and subtitle are there is a reason for every single word in there, because conversations need to include those three things. Courageous, honest, and thoughtful. If we can get those three things in conversations, you can cover almost everything, meaning, being nice, integrity, being all of those things. And then the order comes have those with yourself first, as we just said, because that's where the foundation is going to start with yourself, and then with God. I am a faith believing person, and God is in our hearts and in our lives and in our conversations, and then with others. And so, as you connect all of those things, you can see your world change by just changing the conversations. that you are intentionally having.
Beautiful. I love the intention behind it and the thoughtfulness. And I had the opportunity to read an advanced copy of this book and some of the reviewer comments on it of the other advanced readers. And it is such a empowering book. I found your tips and examples were very relatable and doable and shifted things. And even I remember one of the reviewers commented that they weren't quite sure that just changing some of their language and approach to conversations could really shift things in relationships. And they found that, in fact, it dramatically affected things in such a powerful and positive way, and have become a huge fan of your book and your process and what you're bringing forward. I myself have found great value in it. So I'm very excited about your book coming forward. And it is being released the end of this month on January 28th. So I encourage everyone just around the corner, mark the date on your calendar. When it's released, Dezlee is going to be offering it at a special rate of $1.99 for the first 24 hours, possibly 48, definitely 24. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to when it comes out. We'll definitely be sharing out on social media. And you have an opportunity to lean in and add this valuable book to your library. I'm excited about it. Can't wait for it to come out. And what a beautiful way to start the new year by having heartfelt connections and conversations that are aligned and courageous and meaningful. What a beautiful thing to bring forward. That is a gift. So, Dezlee, I'm excited. Anything you want to add to that? I know I got excited. I want to make sure you have an opportunity to share some of your hope and what you hope people discover as they lean into your book.
Well, what I hope is what I heard a lot before I even wrote the book was I heard people say, I hate talking to people. I hate having conversations. They go really bad. And, nobody wants to have a good conversation. And I would hear, I'm done talking to people. That would just make my heart sink. I'm like, if we are done talking to each other, we are really done as a society. And so I thought, oh my goodness, this just cannot be. We cannot be done talking to each other. And so I'm like, we need to understand conversations, not just talking. This is not just talking. We know how to talk, but we don't know how to have conversations, and especially with ourselves.
Well, thank you. I can hear your heart in that message. And I love that you leaned in to helping us have these true conversations, not just words and talking, making noise, but really having these conversations that connect, that we're able to connect more deeply with ourselves and then with others as well. Well, I'm excited. Anything as this comes forward and it goes out into the world and really helping people connect, I'm very excited about it coming forward. And I just wanted to see, did you have anything else on your heart as we're talking about connecting with ourselves and others that you wanted to bring into the conversation today?
Mostly, if you talk what's on my heart, it mostly is the subject of loving yourself. I find that if you can do that connection with yourself, then a lot of other things will connect more easily. Not that they won't be challenging, but they'll be easier. If you know that you have value, that you can accomplish what you want to, that you are of worth, then that helps you see the world that way too. And my heart aches when I talk to people who have a hard time loving themselves, finding value. And I just want to grab them and hug them and say, oh, but you do have value. You have great value. And I wish you would know what it is. And so My book really talks a lot about that, just because that's my biggest passion.
Mm. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate it. I know it's a busy time, the beginning of the year, and as you're getting ready to release your book, there's all those things that are taking place in those final steps. And I appreciate you taking time to share with us today and share your wisdom around that. And listeners, you do have great value and worth. There's no one else in the world just like you, and you're absolutely needed. And I believe the biggest gift, you'll hear me end a lot of the shows talking about this. The biggest gift is being willing to share more of who you are with others. And that starts with what Dezlee's been talking about, really having that conversation with yourself and seeing your value and loving yourself as you lean in to those connections and conversations. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, I really want you to think about and see what is coming forward to your heart and your spirit as you think about and process what Dezlee has shared. I do encourage you to put that date on your calendar, January 28th. We'll remind you at the end of the show as well. But really take a moment to feel your value and your worth and see what is bubbling up as you drink in Dezlee's wisdom. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and really giving yourself an opportunity to check in where you are with your value and your worth and really connecting deeply with who you are and what is being shared in your heart and in your spirit. What a beautiful and great place to speak from and step into 2026 and beyond. I'm excited to bring forward our second guest. I know you got to hear from her in the opening segment on a heart level, and she always speaks from her heart. But I also wanted you to know a little bit of her background as well. So, Laurie is a certified holistic health practitioner, human behavioral expert, and nationally accredited Native American medicine woman with more than 35 years of experience in health and wellness. Through her work as a practitioner, creator, and mentor, she empowers individuals to reclaim their physical and mental well being using holistic life skills. She is passionate about helping you live a balanced, vibrant, and purposeful life. Please lean in, warmly welcome the, I would just say, gifted, dynamic, and powerful Laurie Hartley-Moore. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Perfect. And I know as we were talking behind the scenes, I'm excited to have you here. I'm trying to pronounce, you have a specific way you pronounce your first name. So I would love for you to share it as well with your listeners because I'm still learning.
Oh, no problem. My name is pronounced Laurie,
Mhm.
and it rhymes with starry. So I often joke around. Starry Laurie is an easy way to remember it.
Starry Laurie. I love it. And we love stars. So that's just beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for assisting in that and helping us pronounce your name correctly. That's important. So I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work that you're doing out in the world really helping empower people in so many different ways? Why is this work so important to you?
Well, I am passionate about helping people realize their divine potential and really understanding the personal power they have, where they can learn to happen to life versus just being a victim of circumstance and believing that life happens to them. So I love people and I love understanding what makes us tick, how we function best, and how we can create the best version of ourselves to experience a life full of passion and joy and love and connection.
Mhm. I love that. And I love that perspective that we can happen to life instead of life happening to us. That's a great perspective already.
Yes,
I'm like, what
absolutely.
a good tool for the toolbox to be adding in. Again, that perspective of what we're telling ourselves and how we're approaching things. And I know I asked Dezlee this question. I wanted to ask you as well. As we lean into 2026, how are you approaching it?
Well, I am approaching it just running full force with my arms wide open, excited to learn and grow even more,
Mhm.
and to just be a part of the adventure of life. Right? It's like being on the roller coaster. There's parts of it where you're scared to death and other parts of it where you scream all the way down the hill and then you get done and say, okay, that was good, I think I can do that again. And just be aware of learning as we go. I think that's such a tool. An additional tool is understanding that as humans we learn through experience, and so even though sometimes experiences are hard, it's especially at those times that we can pull those lessons out of how we will move forward, either differently, more strong, in a more strong way, or just with more awareness and compassion for our fellow man.
Mm, I love that. Thank you. We forget that we get to learn along the way, ourselves and others as we grow and step forward in life. That's beautiful. Thank you for
Of
sharing. I
course.
appreciate that. Now, I know you have over 3 decades of studying holistic health and working with people and supporting them in this area. And you have really leaned into color psychology and are bringing that forward in new ways. And I'd love for you to share a little bit of how does that tie in and why is that important? Why does color matter?
Well, I believe, Rebecca, that color and understanding its power in every aspect of your life is like having a secret superpower. You really can use it anything in any way, from your personal environment to your goals in your professional life to building happier relationships, and especially for your own self-care and well-being. So there's just so much around color psychology that the majority of the population has no idea that it can be such an incredible asset, that no matter where you're at and how you're showing up, if you can bring that to the table, it gives you such an advantage to making life exactly what you're desiring it to be.
Hmm. As you're sharing that, I'm just thinking about, wow, because when we stop and we start to look around, there are colors all around us in our offices and buildings and different environments that we step into, and the colors that we wear, and to have more of an understanding around that. I love that's your superpowers, these secret superpowers that we can bring forward. I was curious if you had just a couple of examples that you could share around this to help people who haven't really thought about how colors might be impacting things.
You bet. Well, the first thing to understand is color is a vibration. It's interesting because we'll look at, say, a plant and the leaf is green, and we think, oh, that leaf is green. And the science behind it is actually everything is in a vibrational frequency, it's a moving life force. And so, what's happening is our eyes are detecting a certain frequency, and depending on the movement of that frequency, is how we're detecting color. So, the leaf itself isn't necessarily green, it's our eyes that are seeing the color green because of that vibration that's happening within that plant. So there's some pretty exciting science behind how color actually comes to life and how we interact with it. So knowing that color has that vibration, you can utilize it to create. So whether it's creating a mood in a room where you feel calm and peaceful, or creating let's say, an outfit for the day that is intentional and is going to give you more confidence or a higher energy vibration to be able to accomplish the goals that you've set for yourself. There is even the ability to eat in different colors so that you're creating a certain balance and energy within your body for your desired health goals. So it's an endless, vast, compartment of tools that we can use. Like you say, color is everywhere. And so being intentional about it and understanding the unique imprint for each color gives us the ability, again, to create exactly what our heart is desiring.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm just sitting there thinking about, wow, we could even bring in like the different foods you're saying to increase our energy, increase our vibration, different things to support in those ways, as well as the outfits that we wear, the things that we're carrying forward, really being intentional and purposeful around that is very exciting. And I know that you have a book coming out that can be really supportive around this. And so I'd love for you to share a little bit about that book, the title, describe the cover, it's vibrant, and when it's coming out.
Oh, yes. This has been my passion project for years. And the book is called The Color Constitution. And this book is a desktop reference. And of course, we will be launching it to the world as a digital version first. But the hardcover limited edition will be a beautiful table, coffee table rendition. And this is all things color. This is that desk reference. So whether you want to understand the history, the science, the art, how to utilize color through personalities, how to implement color into maybe decorating, or if let's just bring it into the business world, branding is all about the colors and the effects and emotions that it creates for your message. And then finally, my biggest passion is how to use color as therapy in creating the mental health and the physical health that we are all desiring.
I am excited about your book coming out. I also got to see an advance copy of this book as well. And it is full of color and vibrancy and amazing information. And each page is just so beautifully and thoughtfully put together between the mixture of colors and the information being shared. So can't wait for this to come out. I know it'll shift so much of how we're looking at color and being much more intentional around that in our lives. And it is coming out in its digital form on February 3rd, which is also just around the corner. And it'll be a special rate, that digital version of $2.99 for the first 24 hours. So I encourage you to add that to your calendar. Again, another amazing tool and book that you can add to your library. And I know when you read the digital copy, you're going to want that desktop as well. So just a warning at a time, but it's like you get a preview and you get to enjoy and carry that information with you. So we're excited. We're going to be sharing out about it in social media as well. And I know that this can be such a transformational opportunity for people and how we're looking at color in our lives. So thank you for leaning in and bringing this forward. And I just wanted to see if you had any additional tips or insights on your heart that you wanted to share with us today as we begin the year and your book's coming out.
Yes, I think one of the things I'm most excited about is every chapter of the book includes a bonus. So we have arranged over 15 different tools, all for free, whether it's the digital version or the desktop version of the book, that you'll be able to go in and download and utilize in your daily life. Whether it's choosing an outfit, deciding what colors to decorate with in a certain room, or how to build a successful business around the colors that you're the most drawn to. So there's a lot to the book. The book is I like to say, like the gate into the whole world of color. And then hopefully you'll be able to utilize all of these additional tools to really bring it into your daily practice of being intentional and using it as that secret superpower that you just didn't know you were missing yet.
Beautiful. I'm excited about all your gifts and bonuses as well. I'm so generous to have those tools and tips available in that way. And I wanted to take a moment, and if you could describe the cover, that just gives a visual cue when people are looking for it on the day of your launch.
Absolutely. The color is almost a futuristic drawing of a face, and it just feels like a life force. There's every color imaginable. It's very vibrant, and it's set on a black background, so that color really pops. The color constitution title is in a blend of colors, starts from one end of the spectrum to the other, and it's just something that your eyes are immediately drawn to and you want to pick it up and touch it. So I'm especially just so excited about that cover and how it draws you into the whole fascinating world of color.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And I know as I was sharing with Dezlee that I know before your book comes out, it's an especially busy time. So as it gets closer, as I really appreciate you spending time with us today and sharing and really opening up this world of color to us that we can weave that into our lives in a very intentional and purposeful way. I'm very excited about that. And listeners, I hope that you're looking, taking notes, adding that to your toolbox. And as we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I want you to think about what Laurie has shared and what kind of action, tips, things that are bubbling up as you take in all that she has shared. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this time together, the opportunity to have these powerful perspectives and insights and tools to really help us step forward in 2026 and beyond. I love the idea of looking at 2026 as a gift and happening to it instead of it happening to us. I love that as well. And that we have all these tools that we can use from the conversations we're having with ourselves to how we're looking at and considering color and bringing forward those vibrations and colors that align with our environment, spaces, and intentions. What powerful information to have as we step forward in 2026 and beyond. I wanted to make sure you had the ability and opportunity to connect with our amazing guests and go deeper. So I'm going to have each of them share their contact information, a final tip, and I encourage you to have your paper and pen handy because we are sharing this information on purpose. It's very intentional that I want you to be able to connect with them, and they're giving you that opportunity to connect and go deeper. So make sure you've got your paper and pen handy. And with that, Dezlee, I'd love for you to share what is the best way for people to connect with you and go deeper.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, I have a website on which they can go on the website and read about the book and other things, and also put their information in so they can get updates to the book. The website is DezleeHancock.com. And I will spell that, as I am fully aware that my name is very different. So that is going to be DEZ, Z as in zebra, LEEHANCOCK. DezleeHancock.com is my website, and we'll have my other information there as well. And so I hope you will go there and read more about the book. It is a self-help book, but I believe in keeping it simple so that it is doable. And I believe that it doesn't require more time out of your schedule, doesn't require money, it doesn't require you purchasing anything to help the conversations in your life.
Beautiful. Thank you. And the full title of your book again and the date it's coming out?
Yes, heartfelt connections. Have courageous, honest, and thoughtful conversations with yourself, God, and others. And it is launching on January 28th.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. We're excited to see that come forward and know it will help so many of us connect with each other more deeply and ourselves. So thank you, Dezlee. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And Laurie, I wanted to have you share your contact information as well.
I would be happy to do that. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention I had the blessing and opportunity of being able to pre-read Dezlee's book, and I am a huge fan. So I highly recommend that for everyone. And the easiest way, the best way to learn more about the book, The Color Constitution, is simply to visit our website, which is thecolorconstitution.com. And you can actually, if you view through the page, scroll down towards the bottom, there is an awesome free tool that you can download called the Color Connection, and it is a fun small size poster you could hang inside of your closet and help direct you into what colors you want to choose for your wardrobe for that day. So I would love it if you want to go in and just take up that free gift on the website. Again, it's colorconstitution.com, and I believe that I know for sure, actually, our launch is February 3rd, and we're super excited about that. So look for us on Amazon through Kindle, and that digital version will be ready for you to just consume and enjoy.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. We're excited for your launch as well. And what a wonderful gift. Again, another great tool to start our new year, being intentional with what we're wanting to bring forward. So thank you for making that available as well. I appreciate that. And listeners, I want to thank you for joining us today, leaning in. It's such a gift and an honor to start the new year with you. I hope that you're starting it intentionally and purposely. And as we bring our time together to a close, I want to encourage you to take a few minutes for you. Remember, the day doesn't get to be in charge, you do. So you can choose to pause, to choose the next step forward that you want to take as you are being who you want to be and bringing that forward. Because as we have shared, you are a gift. You have great value. There's no one else just like you. The biggest gift you can give the world is more of you. So as you step forward, I encourage you to share, shine out the gift of who you truly are, aligned, purposeful, mindful. That's how we create a positive ripple in the world. So as you go forward, choose to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.